Monster catching RPGs are a very particular type of RPG that seems to be ruled by the Pokemon franchise. However, new takes for this genre are being introduced in the indie game scene, giving new and varied options to players. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a monster catching RPG that takes some beautiful pixel art style, mixes it with some cool and memorable music, and adds some engaging and interesting mechanics to deliver something truly unique. Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy and this is my non-spoiler review for Cassette for the Nintendo Switch. The game was developed by Bitten Studios and published by Raw Fury. Cassette follows the story of your main character, which you create, who gets transported from his world into a new unknown world known as New Wirral. There, you find out that throughout many years, many people from different worlds have been transported there, and there is no way to get back to your world. This world has the particularity that it is inhabited by monsters that can be captured with cassettes, and you can transform into these captured monsters. Explore this new world, capture monsters, and find your way back home. The game's story is presented in some hand-drawn cutscenes and character dialogue. The game is not completely voice acted, but some character lines are, usually at the beginning of a sentence, which add to each character a little bit of personality. So let's talk about the visuals. This game features a pixel art style with vibrant colors. Character sprites are simple, but the monster sprites are outstanding. They are detailed with vibrant colors and some cool designs and very well animated during battles. In what regards to the performance, in the Nintendo Switch the game has performance issues, specifically audio glitches, frame freezing, and stuttering, mostly in the open world areas of the game, not so much during the fights. So let's talk about the music. The music in this game is incredible and very memorable. There are a lot of rock infused tracks where they use electric guitars, and there are a lot of tracks that are very chill and relaxing. A lot of the music features vocal work that you can toggle on or off in the settings. The cool thing about the music in this game is that when you are in a fight, the music is very pump inducing, very rock infused, but when you are in other spaces like exploring or in town, the music is just so relaxing, but it is so good to hear, and it gives the game some very good atmosphere.
Hey. No! Thanks.
So let's talk about the gameplay, because there's a lot to say here. Cassette is an open world monster catching RPG with a lot of mechanics. Let's talk about the exploration first. The world of New Wirral can be freely explored in whatever order you want because it is an open world. You can create your protagonist, and he or she is a silent protagonist. You have partner characters that help along the way. You can only have one with you at a time, and you start off the game with one and have to find the rest. There are side quests tied to each of these characters, and you can develop and strengthen your relationship with them. This has an effect on the fusion mechanic, which I will explain later. You have a main town that serves like a hub where you can rest, get side quests, and buy items. The game features multiple main quests, side quests, and rumors, which are like gossip that you can pick up from different NPCs that serve multiple purposes, like giving you a hint as to where to find certain type of monsters, for example. But you can consider these like a type of mini side quest. The currency in this game is the resources you find, like wood, metal, among other things, and you gain this currency by fighting monsters. The game does not feature random enemy encounters, which is something that I find to be very positive, and instead enemy sprites can be seen in the overworld, allowing you the decision to engage or evade. In the overworld, you will find monsters and other people that battle you if you cross in front of them. The overworld is filled with different areas to explore, like for example the open fields in the overworld, or even caves or buildings. Your character has a stamina bar, meaning that you can run indefinitely, you can jump, and your character can acquire other abilities with some of the monsters that you catch, like for example gliding. You can rest at the cafe in town or in flyer places, and by resting you change the time of day from daylight to nighttime or vice versa, and this affects the monsters that you find in the overworld among many other things. So let's talk about the battle system, and I am going to start off with the basics. First of all, the battles are turn-based. As soon as you come into contact with a monster in the overworld, a battle starts. You control your main character and a secondary partner character. Each will immediately assume the form of the monster cassette you have equipped. You can have with you up to a total of 6 monster cassettes, 2 equipped, and 4 in your reserve. During your monster form, you have a green HP bar, and under it you have a red HP bar. The green one is for your monster and the red one is for you. Once your green bar reaches 0, that monster cassette is damaged and you transform back to human. If during human form you take damage, your red bar goes down. After your monster form HP reaches 0, you can change to another one of the cassettes that you have in reserve with you. Each monster has different attacks that consume action points to carry out. Each turn you gain 2 AP or action points. Some weaker attacks don't consume AP, and you are encouraged to use weaker attacks to save up your AP to unleash stronger attacks later. If you are fighting random monsters, you can catch them with empty cassettes to add them to your monster roster. If you are already full, they get sent to your storage and you can take them out at rest point. Your character levels up by gaining experience, and so do your monster cassettes. Your character levels up with the traditional number system, level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on, but your monster cassettes level up with stars. Once a monster cassette reaches 5 stars, they can be evolved in a rest point, unlocking stronger forms. Monster cassettes learn attacks as they level up. Attacks also come in the form of stickers that you can put on your monster cassette. This allows you to put different attacks on different monsters and swap them at any given point. So let's talk about the fusion mechanic. Early in the game, you unlock the fusion mechanic. When the fusion bar fills up, you can activate the fusion, but this is only available if you started to build up your relationship with your partner. This allows for both characters to fuse their monster forms, forming a stronger one that has both monsters' attacks and stronger stats. You can further strengthen your relationship with your partner by completing side quests related to them to further strengthen the fusion mechanic. So let's talk about the elements or the typing. Each monster has a typing or element. Some of the elements in this game are the typical fire, water, earth, and wind, but there are others like poison, plastic, metal, and astral, among others. Each typing has a weakness, but unlike your typical RPG, the weaknesses and strength are more complex and dynamic. Typings are not only limited to weakness, some of them cause positive effects on other monsters. That's the reason why the game calls them chemical reactions. For example, if you have a fire monster and you are hit with water or wind, you get hit harder and get debuffs. But if you use a fire type attack on a water type, you create a mist that can heal them. Another example is the astral type, which if he gets hit by fire, wind, water, or earth, he gets a buff where he gets 1 additional AP each turn. But if he gets hit with plastic or metal, he gets debuffs. In this sense, the term chemical reactions, which is how the game calls them, is very accurate, and it challenges the player to think carefully and fully take advantage of this to better strategize in the fights. Among other details, out in the overworld you can fight regular monsters, like I said before, other people to fight, and even fusion monsters which are stronger but cannot be catched in their fused form. There are a total of 120 monster forms in the game. Cassette Beast is a meaty game requiring 10 hours and much more depending on how much of the side content you want to complete. So let's talk about the cons and the pros of this game. I have to say the only critique that I have is the performance. on the Nintendo Switch. It's very off-putting to see the frame freezing, the audio glitches, and the stuttering for a game like this. Thankfully, this happens mostly in the open world section and not so much in the fights and other areas. So it takes away from the experience because it's off-putting, but it doesn't ruin it or make the game unplayable. So let's talk about the strong points of this game. I would have to point out 3 of them. First of all, the visuals. The game's beautiful pixel art style with vibrant colors really gives it like a retro modern feel to it. Secondly, the music. It's cool, relaxing, pump-inducing, and memorable in every way. And third, the dynamic chemical reactions. The elemental typing effects in this game are very dynamic, and I found them to be very complex, but in a good way, where it really makes you think carefully about your typings and the type of attacks that you're using against your enemies to better strategize in battle. And I feel like it adds a lot of depth to the battle system of the game. So in conclusion, Cassette Beasts offers a unique take on the monster catching RPG genre that Pokemon is so well known for. However, it offers a more unique, stylistic, and mature take on the genre. The game's visuals and music are beautiful and memorable, and the multiple mechanics are fun and engaging. Some performance issues hold this one from being flawless, but it still manages to hold up despite of that. For this reason, I recommend Cassette Beasts for the Nintendo Switch. So I hope you guys enjoyed this non-spoiler review. Remember to leave a like and a comment in the comment section. The link to the game's page on the eShop will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Hey! Well... Yes! Hey!
Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our content.